Yo, what is good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're anything like I was this time last year when I was working as a tradie, I was seeing all this stuff pop up on my For You page of people making money online, saying to do drop shipping, do day trading, start this new trending business model. It's going to make you a millionaire overnight. And I get it, right? So much shit out there, it leads to confusion, and it gets to the point where no action actually gets taken and you just procrastinate and are worried about trying to find the right thing for you. But the truth is, none of these business models actually work. None of these guys would have got to the position that they're in without having the correct skill sets equipped for business. So today I want to break down and simplify for you guys what high income skills are, what ones to learn, and why it's so important to learn these skills before getting into any other business model. And this doesn't just acquire for the online world. This is real world business. These are real world skills. So today what I'm doing for you guys is breaking down and simplifying 3 high income skills that I learned 12 to 18 months ago that helped me replace my income as a tradie, and are now skills that I will have for a lifetime and can pour into any business model, real world or online. The main focus as a beginner is to focus on skills. If you don't have skills ready for business, nothing will work. Everything else becomes irrelevant. Focus on skills and then you can do whatever the fuck you want with them. Whether that's drop shipping, whether that's starting a real world business, it doesn't matter. This time last year, 12 months ago, I was still on the tools myself. I was working 50 hours a week, making anywhere between $1,000 and $1,200 a week. Weeks on end working long hours, broken down body, and honestly, all I was living for was for the few days off I got on the weekend. And I don't have anything against being a tradie or working hard for your money, because trust me, I respect it, I was there. But here's the one problem that I faced when I was a tradie. I was always capped on the amount of money I could make. There was a ceiling. As a tradie, you trade your time for money. If you don't show up, you don't get paid. And even if you're hustling, doing overtime, working Saturdays, there's still a cap on what you can earn. The amount of hours you work dictates the pay that you get. And we all know there's only 24 hours in a day. That means no matter how hard you work, your income is stuck in that same box forever. And trust me when I say this, I tried working more hours. I thought if I worked harder, worked more hours while I was still young in my 20s, I'd be able to get ahead of the pack. Whereas with learning high income skills, but high income skills are different. They're skills that can take anywhere from 60 to 90 days to learn and pay you way more than the average person does working a 50-hour week. Not because they're harder or you have to work more hours, but because businesses literally need these skills to survive. And once you can take the time to pick one of these skills, learn them, or even a few of them, you can make more money than you ever would having to flog your body, trade your time for money. But best of all, you have the freedom to do this from your laptop, from your phone, anywhere in the world, from the comfort of your home, which that location freedom and time freedom is something you will never get working as a tradie or just a 9 to 5. So today I'm going to be breaking down the 3 high income skills I learned, the 3 I would recommend you learn too, that can actually replace your income and is actually learnable for any average person. I failed school, I'm no one special. I'm going to explain it super simply for you guys, thinking back to when I was first starting, what I would have understood, so that if you've never touched a laptop, you've never even heard of any of this shit, you'll get it. And that leads me to skill number 1, which is online marketing. Now, for all of you sitting there right now, you probably heard the word marketing a million times. And to some of you, it probably sounds really complicated, right? But truth is, it's not. Put simply, it is just the skill of being able to get attention online. And everything I'm about to say as well applies to the real world too. If you can get attention in the real world, whether that's through advertisement, even signs, posters, things of that nature, that's all you really need. But with the online world, it is simply getting that attention through social media and then turning that attention into paying customers for a business. Every single business on earth needs marketing. Doesn't matter if it's a gym, a cafe, even a plumbing company. And of course, online brands. If people don't know you exist, you don't get customers. It's as simple as that. To put it into tradie terms for you, think of the best carpenter in the world. He's got the best skills, he does the best jobs, but if no one's ever heard of that guy, he's going to be sitting at home with no work. It becomes irrelevant, the skill that he has. Marketing, put simply, is just getting your name out there, whether it's your actual name or the brand's name, and it's the skill that makes people pay attention to you compared to other people as well. And you're probably wondering, well, how does it pay so well? Why does it pay so well? And the easiest way to put it is, if you can get a business, more customers, more clients, you are extremely irreplaceable, but also extremely valuable to this person. You're essentially worth a fortune to them. Without you, their business doesn't make the money they make, and more than likely probably burns to the ground. Without customers, businesses die. Now, online marketing can be something as simple as pitching yourself to a cafe. Do you want more customers? Do you want more clients? Are you doing social media? Say they're not, that brings in a whole new clientele. Off the back of that, the business makes more money, they get more customers, they've got a whole new array of people coming through from social media, and that right there alone could replace your income straight away. If you can nut out the skill properly, actually provide value to this business and help them make a fuck ton more money than they were before, then they're going to pay you for that because they don't want to lose you and they've got a whole new business opportunity. And then there's the other guys out there, the guys who have been in the space longer and build their own marketing agencies, and they can make anywhere from 40, 50, 60, up to $100,000 a month plus by building a team around them and specializing in a skill like marketing, teaching other people how to market, how to build an agency as well so they can go out and do their own things too. And I promise you, that is not exaggeration. It's happening everywhere. And I think the best part with this is you don't need to overcomplicate it. You don't need some massive business plan. You can simply learn what gets attention, understand the audience that you're trying to attract, make those posts to TikTok, Instagram for these particular businesses, help them scale, and off the back of that, you are paid for the value in the skill that you have, not the amount of hours that you work. And that leads me to the second skill, which is appointment setting. This is personally where I started and is the most common, simplest, and easiest way for people to get into something online and begin to learn the fundamental skill set of sales. Essentially, all this is now, and why it's valuable to businesses is, say that business has the online marketing now, they're bringing in new customers, too much for just the guy who's running the business to actually handle by himself. That's where you'll hire an appointment setter to have short conversations, speak to potential clients, why they're interested, understand more about them. And in the space I work in, the high ticket digital product space, that's where you go ahead and book them on a call to the sales team if they're a good fit, if they qualify, and that's all your job really is. You're not selling anything, you're not closing deals, you're not even speaking on the phone. You're just setting up a call, typing messages, and really it's as simple as that. The best analogy I can think of right now to put this guy simply for you is imagine a golfer, right? Every golfer has a guy who puts the ball on the tee. That's essentially you as the appointment setter. You're just putting the ball on the tee. You don't have to swing, you don't have to hit the ball, you don't have to worry about getting the ball in the hole. All your job is to set the ball up, and then the golfer or the closer will finish the deal off, hit the ball, and get the hole done, or close the deal for you. And off the back of that, you make money if the deal closes. Now you might be wondering why it pays, how much it pays. And as we said before with the online marketing, every business wants and needs new clients. And without having a middleman there to sort of manage everything, have conversations, and get all these appointments set up, then once again, they could have all the people in the world interested, but if there's no middleman to set it up, then once again, they don't make money. You're essentially the one filling up the pipeline, filling up the calendar with potential book calls to the sales team. And that right there makes you valuable. Once again, not being paid for your time, but the value and the skill that you possess. And the money is solid too. Say you're still working a full-time job, your hours are pretty limited due to working 8 to 10 hour days. You only have time to appointment set at the gym after work. Maybe you can do a bit on smoko, maybe a bit once you get home. Doing this part-time, you could reach anywhere from 2 to 4K a month. Me personally, when I was a chippy, I made $4,500 3 months in from appointment setting while still working full-time. So it is more than possible. And once you replace your income, quit your job and go all in, you have more time to provide more value, book more appointments over to the sales team. You can be hitting anywhere from 5 to 10K a month with this. But I think the best part is the location freedom. All you need is your phone, some Wi-Fi, and the ability to be able to message. This would be the perfect entry-level skill and really helps you understand the fundamentals of business. You don't have to start up your business, you can be a complete beginner, but you also get to see the insides of businesses so that later on, if you want to, you could start up your own thing, understand that you need setters, you need marketers, and be able to manage that yourself rather than going in like a headless chook and having to learn the hard way. Appointment setting teaches you discipline. It gets cash in the bank so you can try and leave your job. And obviously it is way easier typing messages off your phone than smashing your body on a job site. Now the third skill I want to break down for you guys, and the final one, would be remote closing. So the other side of that appointment set, the guy who's actually taking the calls. This is where the bigger money can really start to come in for you guys. Remote closing essentially is just jumping on that call after someone's set the appointment. And obviously if the appointment setter did their job right, this person's already interested, they're already warm, they're already ready to potentially go ahead with whatever it is you're selling. All your job essentially is to ask questions, to understand why they're interested, what is going to uncover potential pain points, build urgency, and help lead them to the right decision for them, whether it's making the sale or pointing them in the right direction. To put it in simpler terms once again, essentially it's like someone asking for a quote on a job. They're already interested in the job. They want to go ahead with it. They just need a quote to figure out where they're at. And essentially as a closer, once you understand more where they're coming from, where they're at, you're just there to explain the details and confirm the go ahead. The only difference is though, obviously, if you're out quoting jobs, you're driving around all day, you're stuck in one location, it's very time consuming. All you need is your laptop, Zoom, maybe your phone. And once again, you can do this from anywhere in the world. And you're getting paid commission off the back of that, so you can live comfortably in any country. So say the deal that you're closing for is $5,000. The closer on average earns anywhere from 10 to 15%. So if one single conversation that you might have over the phone, over Zoom, might be 30, 40 minutes long, you close that deal, that's $500 to $750 just for 45 minutes of your time. Once again, the business doesn't have time to take all these calls. They need to focus on the internal stuff in the business. You don't need to be in the business. You just need to focus on your job at hand, which is closing the deals. And at that point in time, if you can close one deal every couple of days, you will comfortably replace that income that you're earning right now in your 9 to 5 or in your tradie job. Similarly with appointment setting, you earn 5%, so that's $250, $500 just for setting up an appointment, not even making a sale. And this is why businesses pay closers, pay setters so much money, because say you close 10, 15, 20 deals for the month, you set up 10, 15, 20 appointments for the month that close, so that's an extra $50K of revenue for that business, $50,000 more than what they were making before, trying to market, trying to make all the sales themselves, being a headless chook. They're making $50,000 more for the month. So you can imagine paying 4 or 5K a month for the setter, 5, 10K a month for the closer, they're still profiting an extra 35, 40 grand for the month. It makes sense. Everyone wins. Everyone's happy. But I do just want to stress as well, you see a lot online, these get rich quick things. This is a learned skill. It does take time to learn a skill like this. It is a high income skill. If everyone could do it within the first week, they'd do it, right? But it is something, if you're willing to sacrifice 3 to 6 months to properly master, you can learn and start making a full-time income from. So just quickly doing a debrief, those are the 3 skills I would focus on if I was just starting out, because it doesn't take up a lot of your time. You don't need to start your business, but also in the long run, it will help you out so much more with whatever your endeavors are, whether it's starting up your own business or not. The 3 high income skills are simple and they're the backbone of any business. Online marketing, getting attention and turning it into potential customers. Appointment setting, booking those potential customers onto a call and filling up the sales team's pipeline. Remote closing, being the one on the calls, closing the deal, sealing the deal, and tying off the whole process. That's it. 3 skills. All of them are extremely valuable, and all of the skills that we just discussed are what businesses need to survive. As I mentioned at the start of the video, as a tradie working a 9 to 5, your income is tied to the amount of hours that you work. You work 40 hours, you get paid for 40 hours. You push 50 or 60 really trying to get ahead, you scrape together a little bit more money, but you've got no life, no freedom. And yet you're working so hard, but there's still that ceiling. If you get sick, you get injured, or you don't show up, your pay instantly drops to 0. With high income skills, the ceiling doesn't exist. You're not paid by the hour, but you're paid by the value and the skill set that you possess. If you help a business land $10,000 worth of clients in a week, they don't give a fuck if it took you 5 hours or 50 hours. Regardless, you still get paid. And that's the only difference here. It's not about working harder, it is about working smarter, which is something a lot of you guys were probably told on your first day on the job site. And it's funny how it turns out this way. But what I want you guys to understand, it is about learning skills that multiply your time, open up more time, but also pay you more money instead of trading it all away, especially in your most valuable years. And once you can learn these skills, whether it's one of them, whether it's all 3, you have freedom, you have your time back, and you'll be set for life. These skills don't just evaporate, or they're not going to be valuable in 5 years' time. These are skills that have been around for centuries, skills that have made the most successful people the most money. And best of all, with the generation we live in, we have the Wi-Fi, the internet, technology, our laptops, our phones. These 3 skills give you options that you will never get working a 9 to 5 or working as a tradie. Now, as we wrap up, these are the 3 exact skills that I learned this time last year that within 3 or 4 months allowed me to completely replace my income as a carpenter, start traveling the world, and even scale to upwards of $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. There's no fluff, there's no latest trending business model. There's skills that work and skills that have been around for centuries and will continue to make people a lot of money. If you guys understand this is the way to go, but you're wanting a more in-depth guide of how to learn these skills, what it takes over the next 3 to 6 months to actually start generating an income from them, what I'm going to do below is leave my school community that is completely free to join. It's full of beginners like you and filled with hours and hours of different video modules, breaking everything down from a beginner level, helping you make your first bit of money and then start to work towards scaling towards $10,000 months. If you want to join that community, you're more than welcome to. We are building an empire here of just regular idiots trying to make something of ourselves, and it is more than possible. Now, as always, if you want to reach me, the best place is over on Instagram, so I'll link that down below as well. Leave a comment down below if you've got any questions, any confusions, join that school community, and really just start to look at things for the way they are. I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope this was of value, and cheers.